clubs in the bag, I've got a dream. From one small town to the next tee box, a life on the
Well, good morning,
road,
everybody. This is Uncle
chasing
Randy, and this is Golfers Golf and Travel, and we are absolutely exquisitely happy to be here today because it is, let's see, it's a Thursday. It's at the end of a very exciting week in golf, very exciting week for us. And joining me from all the way Reading, Pennsylvania, is James Algeo. James, how are you doing?
Good, Randy. I'm doing pretty well today, despite the fact that it is very cold and very rainy here in Pennsylvania today. So,
At least it's still raining. Ours was just cold and foggy. I don't know why that has to happen around Thanksgiving, but it always
yeah,
does. I don't understand. So
yeah,
you have to go south. I never play golf unless it has a six in it, and it's got to be the first number, not the last.
right.
And it's got to include the wind chill.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, anyway, we got a lot to talk about today. The Golfers Golf and Travel. Had a pretty exciting week today, as I shared with you.
Yeah,
The algorithm of our 37, 39 wide, deep platform base. I don't know
right.
what you would call it anymore after 15 years. But we just went over 1 million views for the past, I think it was week, 28 days, whatever it was, is a big
Amazing.
number.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
amazing.
just on one of our Facebook pages. So it's crazy. Beer, Booze, and Wine. It is a magazine we're going to come out with, but apparently people enjoy such items. I have never,
Yeah, go figure.
I don't know. But our podcast from the podcast we're doing for the PGA preview, they do get put on all our Facebook pages.
Right.
And just so to remind everybody, it supports all the good things in life. And what those are, well, let's see. They're travel, dining, sipping, golfing, fashion, sports, family, and fun. And oh yeah, spas. They're fun too. So
Sure.
it's weird. So so we have Facebook pages all the way for all of those. And a lot of people don't really realize that we do have in the world of food today. We've got one that's called Barbecue It. And
Ooh,
basically it is what it is. That we've in the past worked with Johnny Caudell down in Tennessee, taught us how to slow cook. And he did it in Tennessee in his big smoker building. And the idea was he'd teach me how to do it there. And then basically I was supposed to do the same thing in my Weber on the weekend and try not to burn down my house.
right. Try to replicate what Johnny did.
Yeah, actually it worked. I mean, you can do
There,
it.
well, I mean, there's not many better teachers than Johnny, so
No, you can really do it. I mean, slow cooking food is the fun way to kill an afternoon. And
yeah.
magic happens, I can tell you, in the last 2 hours. Nobody knows what happens when you wrap it up and put it in the tin foil and cook it at 200 degrees for a couple hours. But all I can tell you is magic happens and you unfold it and the aromas are amazing. But
Making me hungry just talking about it.
well, it is. It's incredible. And with the price of meat today, you want to make sure that you're treating each one very special. So
Yeah, that's a whole different discussion.
yeah. But anyway, we've got a Distillery Channel Facebook page on its own, Livica Style. Um, we are a cultural collective of lifestyle that people really want to collaborate with us on a lot of different things. And right now, the fun that we're having with businesses on the PGA preview shows is fantastic. Have you been following the preview shows at all? What
Yes.
we're doing?
Yep.
Boy, I'll tell you what, technology people, this coming year, we're doing these preview shows. And if you haven't seen them, go to our Facebook page, which you should be there right now, Golfers Golf and Travel. But you could be coming from YouTube or our website or whatever. But if you go to our Facebook page, Golfers Golf and Travel, all of these, I'm doing 20 to 30-minute segments on the exhibitors, the new exhibitors. They're going to be going to the PGA show this coming January. And the PGA show is the largest gathering of professional people in the world of golf. It's a closed show. It's not open to the public. It's
Right.
just for buyers and country clubs and people in business of golf that go in and they show their wares for the upcoming year. So it's very, very exciting.
Yeah.
44th year,
Wow.
the PGA show. going way back when I first started. I just went down there and had a friend that got me in, and I mean, the lights and the cameras and the action, and a building was only about a fifth as big as it is now. But right now it's about 3/4 of a mile long in a building that has about 12 miles of aisles. So
Bring comfortable shoes.
oh, well, you Uber from one end of the building to the other. Oh man, my knee was busted bad last year.
I
So,
bet.
and it's set up so it's got equipment in one end and clothing in the other, and
Okay.
like driving range equipment in the middle, and they try to put what you're buying, keep everything together.
Well, that's good.
And so it seemed like at the end of every day, I'd be down in the clothing end where now they have pickleball. They had enough room to bring in the world of pickleball and courts and paddles and all that hoo-ha. How that
Okay.
fits into the PGA merchandise show is just simply it's very fast and expanding. And of course, country clubs are getting into that.
Sure.
It generates revenue, and it's America's fastest growing sport, probably.
Yeah.
But I always found myself at the end of that building, at the end of the day, at the wrong end of the building when it came to getting my Uber car. Sitting
Oh,
there
really?
in a real bad attitude at 5:30 every afternoon. I'm like,
Yeah, but
now I got to walk all the way back. And literally, it's a half-hour walk. I mean, to get from
wow.
one end of the building to the other. It
Wow.
is that big. And you're exhausted because you're running on an adrenaline. You get when I take new people there, I just say, okay, we're going to take 2 hours. It's now 8:30 in the morning, 2 hours. There's no way we can walk together because you'll get lost. So at noon, we'll meet under that sign over there. You can't miss it,
Right.
we'll try again because it's like, if you're into golf, it's like a kid in a candy shop. It's an adrenaline rush. It's,
I bet.
I'm sure I can't figure out why Trump hasn't tried to ban it because it's it's good a feeling as ketamine or whatever the stuff the hell they're trying to ban from coming in. But it's a high. We'll put it that way. It's
I
a
bet.
and but anyway, yeah, these shows it could be real interesting. I don't know if you've seen the one where they now have I don't know how to explain it. Electric in a golf ball. I'll put it this way. There are now components in the center of the golf ball that will give diagnostics on about how that ball was hit or it was put or what, all the real little definitions of what's going on within a golf ball. And
Yeah.
some of these balls you can actually hit. I mean, it doesn't blow them up or,
Right. Right.
So,
Destroy the internal electronics or
yeah, no, can you imagine that?
huh.
Almost like the race cars we're going to be covering, here in a minute, that
Yeah.
a little bit more advanced than they were back in 1956. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, a lot of these interviews they had, that was called Chipped, CHIP''D, and fine young man having a great interview, but obviously he wasn't going to let out all the secrets what he's bringing to the PGA show because
Sure.
as soon as you do that, well, all of a sudden you're patented. You're now defending your patent.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of the simulators. There's going to be a huge. They're changing the equipment testing center to have a lot of this electronic equipment going to be put into that. And I'm very proud of the equipment testing center because take my hat off to me. After 9/11, they needed to fill up a little space in the PGA show because 9/11, the years after that, if everybody remembers, people weren't going to trade shows. They just weren't going to fly.
Yep.
9/11 scared people, and
Sure did.
trade show business was really shut down. So,
Yeah.
Early 2000s, I said, well, how about if we net a couple 100,000 square feet and have everybody hit real golf balls inside? It's the dumbest idea in the world. Particularly when you see the cement pillars holding the building up that are in the way of the golf balls flying through the air. How do we
yeah.
that situation? So
Yeah, that's
we did, and it was
no casualties.
not yet.
Good.
Possibly the year before when old Uncle Randy said, "Why don't we do the indoor long drive contest?" Which seems counterintuitive. That was one of the first years they had come up with any way of measuring how far a ball was traveling electronically.
Right.
So we built a 40-yard net down the center aisle right by our booth. Last minute, bad idea. Only bad idea because of that. It actually became the hit of the show. We could have guys come in and hit balls, and then they could sit and see from electronically how far the ball went.
Right.
All of a sudden, that evolved very quickly in the first morning. Is that every hour we have people waiting in line to hit balls indoors. And I said, well, let's do the indoor long drive contest, and we'll have a champion every hour. At the end of the day, they'll have a long drive contest, and at the end of the 3 days, we'll give out a trophy. So I had to go down and get a trophy, beg, borrow, and steal from the trophy guy.
Right.
Piece of crystal. Everything was fine until this. Now this is the center aisle. There's tens of thousands of people.
Sure.
We built this netted facility because you have to net it, try to catch the ball
Oh, yeah.
out of a metal tube framing. Just a little tube, just hold the net up. That's all we had. Everything was good until somebody would hit the ball at the end of the net, that metal tube of framing, perfectly. So it came screaming as fast backwards at him and down the aisle as it did going the other way.
Oh.
And the first time that happened, I was going like, what? And then all of a sudden, you see the ball screaming down through the middle aisle.
Yikes.
Buddy. Oh, it never hit anybody. I have no idea.
Really?
Never hit anybody. It didn't.
Wow.
It kept on going. It never to be found,
Huh.
But yeah, at the end of every hour, they'd announce the winner, and then they'd come back and we'd have it all set up. So we've had some fun down at the PGA show.
Nice.
But I'm getting excited about our holiday show.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I hope that
that's a great concept.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's something that I've wanted to do. We've got all the good things in life. What shall we call it?
Orchestra.
There you go.
I think so.
Performing and creating music. And it's a combination of AI and storytelling and pictures from professional artists and a little bit of storytelling about my hometown. But there used to be, back in growing up in Chicagoland, I think he was nationally renowned. His name was Roy Leonard out of WGN, and he was a movie critic. And he had anywhere a 2 to 4 hour show on the day before Thanksgiving, when people are driving around, getting to home or whatever, that he would set pre-recorded and review all the last year's movies. So I thought, that'd be sort of fun. Yeah. So I said, well, let's do it in music, and storytell in music. And it's been really fun working and creating the story, because it based in through music. It starts at and I'm going to put a couple of them within the show here, but it starts at Thanksgiving as families gather and people come home, and it seems like people do always somehow make it home at Thanksgiving. And it's a day when day of reflection of Thanksgiving and people still being alive in your family, and they all come home. And it always seems that grandma or great grandma or whoever it is, mom, can always, whatever they cook, it recreates whatever you're eating, the ham, the turkey, whatever people. What's your go-to Thanksgiving meal?
Traditional turkey stuffing, with all the trimmings, all the sides. So yeah, pumpkin pie, apple pie to finish it off.
Yeah. Who does the cooking?
I do.
Good for you.
Yep, I am the chef in our family. And have been always. So that's actually one of my favorites to make as well. So
yeah, no, it's same as I cook it. And usually what I do is I cook everything at my house, and then we got about a 10-15 minute ride to my number 2 son's house, where all the cousins in the family gather, and they got a dining room. But nice. There are recipes actually in my family that I learned and I knew my great grandmother, but all the way down the German line of lineage, those recipes that she used, handed to my grandmother, handed to my mother, handed to me.
Oh, wow.
So it's
nice.
Nothing written, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
No. But it's a love of mine to to sit and do that. I will have to tell a quick story about turkey though. This is so disgusting. It's funny. So it, I was late in buying my turkey one year. So
Okay.
I go to Hy-Vee, and you always want to do, a lot of people coming. So 18, 20-pound turkey is plenty normally. And so I go to, I don't know whether it was Hy-Vee or Jewel or whatever. I go to this collection and they're on sale, like 39 cents a pound, it was like nothing.
Okay.
So I look, I'm looking through the turkeys and, the unfrozen, and I get down to the bottom. Here is this gigantor, something that lived near a nuclear plant, obviously. It was 35 pounds. And I mean, it was
35 pounds.
35 pounds down at the
Oh
bottom
my.
of the barrel. And I'm like, I can tell why nobody would get it because it just looked ridiculous.
Right.
And I liked the ridiculous. So I thought, God, I mean, that would just be classic Norman Rockwell painting,
Uh-huh.
My kids call me Grampy Donuts. Can you imagine bringing a 35-pound turkey, this, I mean, they're huge, it's
Sure.
twice the size of a normal turkey.
Need two people to carry it.
It's like I went out and killed a pony, and I roasted it. Anyway, I get up middle of the night and I cook the whole thing.
Right.
And you got to let them warm up. So anyway, I get up in the morning, and I like to snitch a taste or two. And so I get up and I cut into it and didn't taste right.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, what is the deal with this? So I, going on the other side of in their breast, where the breast meat should be really good, cut into that.
Right.
It was rotten. There was
Mm.
nothing was good about that. Okay. Nothing was good.
Yikes.
And now it is like 7:30 in the morning.
Mm.
Thanksgiving morning, by the way.
Ooh.
Dinner's at 1. Oh my God. So now I got to race and go back out to Jewel, try to find a turkey or two.
Right.
Okay. Bring it back, do all this, do it
Mhm.
all over again. Had made all, I wasn't going to use the stuff. I wasn't going to use anything that was
Well,
there,
no, yeah.
So I go out and now the prices went up a little. So where I had a 35-pound turkey for 39 cents a pound, which whatever that turns out to be, $10.
Right.
Now I'm paying $3.79 a pound
Wow.
for a 18-pound turkey.
Yikes.
$55 or $60, for the
Yeah.
doing it all over again.
Mm.
So I raced back home, left the oven turned on,
Right.
that gargantuan thing, whatever it was, out to the field.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live near a cornfield, so I would literally just ran it to the center of the cornfield, and hope the coyotes had fun with it.
Right.
Oh God, it was just disgusting.
Let them all get food poisoning.
Yeah. We have a lot of coyotes. I mean,
Oh, really?
they're prevalent. They actually have coyote hunts here, legally,
Okay.
and near town. I mean, they're you don't want to walk your small dog because it's like fishing muskie with a small fish. You're
Oh,
fishing,
wow.
you're fishing
Nice.
coyote with your own poodle. So anyway, yeah, 60, $70 later, and I come and big, beautiful, turkey, and put it on the table. And I go, I hope you all appreciate this.
Right. This was way more work than it usually is.
Oh my God. It was so never again. But I took pictures of that turkey, and I mean, the platter, I mean, it just made the platter look like I was using a teacup, like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow.
it was hilarious. But anyway, have you heard about our new All the Good Things in Life award?
I have, but why don't you tell everybody else about it?
You didn't win. I'm sorry.
I'm not shocked. Yeah.
So sad. No, after our companies have grown from the past 15 years, just sort of find out where we're at.
Yeah.
And we always knew we were on a path, always wanted to do good storytelling. We wanted to celebrate life, celebrate families, never really get involved in politics or religion or things like that. Just storytelling where people
Right.
can come and be safe and have some fun and have some enjoyable things. And if we help business along the way, that'd be great.
Sure.
Well, that's really a rather boring story, honestly, when you think about
Unfortunately,
it, you know,
yes.
until you run into a spot in society where people really understand that live eco style. We really don't talk about global warming or all those political things.
Right.
Live eco style basically is just clean living.
Hmm.
It's mainly, as my grandfather said, leave a better footprint because you never know who's watching. You know,
Exactly.
you only have a few days and years on this earth. And, you know, the Native Americans lived where I live for 15, 20, 30,000 years before we ever got here. We're all immigrants.
Yeah.
And they did it unchanged. Literally, they had where I live, you know, they had ice ages come and go
Right.
while they lived here, you know. And so my grandfather always said, you know, respect where you live because 300 years ago there were no streets, there were nobody here. I mean,
Yeah.
cities and towns were incorporated in 1830s and 40s in the Midwest. It's
Right.
only sounds crazy. It's only a couple hundred years ago, honestly.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was only 110 years ago, you know,
Yeah.
from that time in the 50s. So it was in essence, I live eco style. My grandfather was a naturalist, and basically, live eco style was trying to tell that story, what that means, why kids should play in the sand and, you know, look at the fish swimming in the ocean and understand the stars at night or
Right.
something you'll never understand and look at them with awe. And, you know, how does weather work? You know, my grandfather always said, boy, if you know how the weather works, you might be able to survive fishing on a lake, you know, those
Yeah.
kind of things.
Yeah.
How to cook good food,
Right.
you know. We just talked about a legacy of food being handed down from my great grandmother that came to southern southwest Wisconsin 1888 in a covered wagon.
Wow.
And she told me all the stories of that trip.
Huh.
You know, I knew her growing up as well as anybody in the 1950s. I stayed at her house. We had a bunch of cousins. It was a German heritage family.
Right.
So, you know, I'd go over to her house about once a month and help her make noodles so that she could cook big stock pots of beef and turkey and chicken in stock pots and then put these fresh made homemade noodles with them on Sundays. And she had 8 kids, and those 8 kids had many kids. And then they had I was a great grandkid. There'd
Wow.
be 50, 60 people showing up and Sunday go to meeting clothes where Grandma Benoy made stock pot chicken, beef, whatever. And you had a plate that had mashed potatoes to begin with,
Hmm.
noodles on top of that. And uh you know, life was really, really interesting. Uh,
Wow.
so I've overtalked my first time segment here. So we're going to take a break here in about 10 or 12 minutes, James, because I'll send you out a new link because I'm breaking these Zoom. I found out that Zoom works really good if I break them up into 30-minute time segments
Okay.
for post production. But
Right.
we'll play a little bit of music. But yeah, to end that, so our awards really are when, you know, like right now, our media team is all over the world.
Right.
Judy just got off going to Turkey.
Hmm.
They ducked the 6.1 earthquake this last week. They got
Good to hear.
gather in Greece today, taking pictures
Okay.
and eating food. Phyllis is in Germany, taking pictures, eating food, and her son is taking over command in the army. Um, and you know, of course, Robert's climbing a mountain. He's going to go camp in a blizzard in the snow this weekend, and we're going to do a podcast from Mount McKinley or some what the hell place. I mean, his last escapade turned into well, if you want to go to see that, go to Coffee and Tidbits and hear
Mhm.
about his last. Oh no, Randy, you know the weather forecast is good. I can get up and down that hill, no problem, till the blizzard hit. You know,
Yikes.
it's all good. But Robert Mills, he's our mountain climber, but he's traveled to over 70 different countries, and he told us a story this week of his wife gets these crazy trips lined up, and it's an amazing trip to Africa that we're going to unfold. But we're going to come right back, and then I'm going to tell you what the awards is all about. And the upcoming music is really our first bit of music for our it's going to be just a taste, and it's about how the seasons change and how the color of the trees change color and then all of a sudden we're at Thanksgiving. So take a listen to this, and we'll be right back.
The fire crackles, the world stands still. The tables cleared, the stories fade, the season shifts in sweet parade, from orange and gold to silver and white. The towns all shimmer in quiet delight. A gentle hush, a breath so slight. It's that time when the leaves turn to light. When the leaves turn to light, the world feels new. The stars shine closer, the dreams come true. Hearts grow warmer, the nights turn bright. It's Christmas calling through autumn's twilight. From thanks to joy, from day.
All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed that a little bit. And remember, the holiday show is going to be in honor of actually a guy by the name of Roy Leonard. He used to be on WGN Radio over Thanksgiving weekend, and did that 4-hour show, I believe, on what goes on in movies. Basically, this show that we're going to be producing going to be music, going to be some reflection on the past year, going to be storytelling, and it's going to be whatever we want to do just to make it heartfelt. Talk about the holiday season. I can tell you this, the music will take us from the day of Thanksgiving all the way up until Christmas Eve. And it's some love stories in it, and some kid stories, some Santa Claus knocking on the window, everything that's I've found in our life and we found in our life to bring us joy is going to be wrapped up. We have about 30 different pieces of music already ready to go. So it's,
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. So anyway, the All the Good Things in Life Award is one that we developed. To wrap that up, it's for places, destinations, businesses, good dinners, good service. It can be something that could just happen in front of you that any part of our team sees and you go, man, that's just incredible. You know, it's human kindness.
Right.
For instance, we went out to eat last Friday, brand new place in town, didn't know that much about it. Steak joint, really weren't there for steaks, but we went in, and what it was a gathering of people I hadn't seen in years. So it was fun for me to go and see people that were waiting on us that were very professional, that we had known for over 30, 40 years in town. A lot of friends from all different facets of our life, from church and from the country club and from outreaches that we do. And the food was excellent. The training was great. They were already in their 3rd month in business, right in the heart of town. So we decided to make them our first in-town award winner of all the good things in life and pertaining to dining. So
Nice.
and we can give these out, but if it's exceptional, we were on a trip in the summer where we are going to be awarding probably 8 or 9 of these awards based upon a 4-week trip we made up through Wisconsin. And Bob and Judy, I know, are over in Turkey and Greece. Probably doesn't make much difference to them. But if they're out taking pictures of the food they're eating, the experience they're having on the cruise ships. And it's really just to give sort of a, not a blessing, but a highlight to what we're all about, that we're experiencing life, and telling people that, hey, thank you for doing a great job. And if you want to promote it, that's fine. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a kind of a great way to give a shout out to somebody who's doing something extraordinary.
Yeah. And I know in your world, World of Racing is almost wrapped up, because we have, the World of Racing is going to get started off going again first part of the year. So
Yeah.
not that far away, but they're just wrapping up this end of the year. So what's going on in the World of Racing, James?
They are, yeah. NASCAR's final race is this weekend. So this Sunday they will crown the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion, as well as some of the lower divisions. But it's shaping up to be a pretty exciting final weekend. With the NASCAR point system, it's down to 4 drivers who can win the championship, and it's basically a winner take all. So there's 4 guys that are still alive for the championship: Chase Briscoe, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, and Kyle Larson. Now, of those 4 guys, Kyle Larson is a previous champion. None of these other guys have won yet. The kind of the sentimental favorite for a lot of folks is Denny Hamlin. He's been so close so many times. And it's kind of, he's 40 something years old, getting to the end of his career, has been close a bunch of times and hasn't quite gotten over the finish line, so to speak, of winning a championship. So he's kind of the sentimental favorite. That's actually who I would like to see win. But it's one race, and whoever finishes the best out of those 4 is going to be crowned a champion. Typically, over the last several years, whoever wins out of the last 4 finalists actually win the race. So while there are, 32, 33 other drivers that are trying to win that particular event, it just so happens that the cream always rises to the top. Those last final 4 always seem to run towards the front, and one of them is always the winner of the event as well. So it's shaping up to be a pretty exciting racing weekend.
Yeah, I know the racing world is certainly your world, and I've learned a lot about it this past year, and been working with sponsors and advertisers, because I know we want to work with different levels of track, bringing this Magic Affinity program.
Mm-hmm.
Have you given that any thought now through the fall and winter, on the Affinity program, how we reach out to maybe like the mid-level tracks and help them understand, how that they can connect with their drivers and their fans, and get their drivers to connect with their fans? And because these drivers, it seems like it'd be a very expensive sport
It is.
to build and create these cars and the technology behind it. But it seems like the Magic Affinity program would be a fit.
Yeah, I think it would be a great fit. I mean, as just like you were saying, it's a great way for tracks to connect with their fans. They can reward their fans for showing up and coming to races with discounts and maybe some giveaways through the Affinity program. Gives them the ability to bring in some outside sponsors that may want to connect with the fans on an additional level, to offer up some rewards or some incentives for fans to visit their business. I mean, there's a lot of different things that we can do with the program, starting with the card program, to really connect the tracks with the fans and drivers with the fans. A lot of the drivers that are spending a lot of money to race are looking for new ways to connect with their fans and bring more fans to their team. Not only do they want folks showing up at the events, but they want somebody pulling for somebody, right? Everybody wants to have a favorite, and all the drivers want to be that favorite. So that's it seems like it's a natural fit for a lot of these short tracks and these smaller, mid-level venues across the country to really take their program to the next level.
Right.
Utilizing that Affinity program.
Yeah, and the thing is, I wanted to accentuate is that if I can get it here up on the camera,
There we go.
it's hard to do. But
Yeah.
anyway, Magic has what's called the Magic app, and I have a lot of the different companies that are on here that I represent. But as easy as just pushing a button, and again, bad camera work, is that all these different companies, these could be all drivers that would have their own app. That
Mhm.
actually what happens is that if, let's say you have the James L. Geo app, and you're a hotshot driver, but you need some support from your fans to work on your engine, your car, whatever your team needs, is that they could get this Affinity program, and right, that when their fans get it, it goes right to their phone, can link to their websites, they can do storytelling, they can send out what we call perk alerts, or which those are like text messages. But it
Mhm.
really connects them with their individual fans if you're a driver. But at that track, we can set it up so that all the drivers, that the track knows who the drivers are using, in terms of connecting with them to say, hey, we have bad weather, like in our area, our local track, it's a dirt track. So if it rains a lot, there's not going to be any racing out there, my understanding.
Right.
I never knew what packing a track was until I went one night, and And
Right.
as they were packing the track, the mud was flying,
Uh-huh.
and wondered why nobody was sitting in the front row at the time.
Yeah, bet you found out real quick.
I did. I showered of mud. But
Uh-huh.
no, it's a learning experience. And
Yeah.
the affinity program, gosh, hopefully we can get that message out to them, because once they install it, the costs are so minimal. I mean, but to install the program, it's nothing.
Absolutely.
I mean, really nothing.
Yeah.
And to get them on that. So again, I'm going to put you in charge of reaching out to all 238 tracks and letting them know that
Mhm.
we're ready to go. You know, it's time to get ready. I think, what is it? Is it February, early February, Daytona 500?
Daytona's, yeah, going to be early February.
Yeah.
A lot of depending upon, up in your area, I'm sure that local short track won't open up until March or April after everything thaws out. But yeah, springtime is racing time. So now in the off season, when a lot of these folks have a chance to, kind of catch their breath and plan for next year, is the perfect time to really get them on board and get them educated on everything that there is to offer and that they can do through this program. Again, I'm thinking about it and ready to go for springtime.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anybody, I think what I'm going to do is cut this little clip and send it out to the tracks. Let them know who James Algeo is and how to get in touch with you, just so that they know that through Magic Interactive Media out of Nashville is the company that patented. It's
Mhm.
patent pending right now. There was a lot of tracks, a lot of meetings last year through the MTOAA that endorsed this
Mhm.
idea. Tracks can also use it for ticketing, setting up,
Yeah.
their own ticketing programs. And you
Yeah.
don't have to be a track on that ticketing thing. Any kind of company can use their ticketing. Very, very effective. And if you haven't gone to magic.com, MAJIIK.com, take a look at that website. It's huge. It's got TVs, it's got movies, it's got music, it's got radio stations, it's got Facebook, and it's got
Right.
everything that you would find in Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, so many different. They aren't those. They call them something different. They work much better, but it's
Right.
all one place. You can actually make your own groups and have live
Mhm.
interactions watching a movie. So
Yeah.
it's full of a
Yeah.
lot of different things, and the racetracks are going to be we're hopping all over from golf to racing to Christmas to
Yeah.
American, but that's what Live Eco Style is about. That's what the
Yep.
Distillery Channel is about.
Yep.
Hey, here's
And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry, I was at the affinity program and the ticketing program has shown that it's worked, right? In the world
Oh,
of
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
in the world of country music, it's paid dividends for a lot of different artists. So it's not like it's, something that hasn't been proven. There's history and background and statistics that show how well it works in the world of country music. So
Well, they have 2.6 million followers. I mean, I think that'll work. And Carrie Underwood was one of the first ones that used it way back when, and it worked out
right.
great for her. You can do light shows with it. We
Yeah.
can set it up to do interactive shows at the tracks, based on, many different kinds of, I don't even understand it. You have to talk to the CEO down there, but it works. We can give demonstrations,
Mhm.
online to show people how we can take charge of their phone, make it a
Exactly.
way to do color light shows. And
Yeah.
when you have the big shows like Taylor Swift and all these big concerts are trying to do, put on wristbands or light shows or whatever, the
Mm,
Magic app is far better equipped to do that kind of thing. Far better
absolutely.
equipped. So it's an exciting thing. Actually, we're going to be talking to a lot of the golf people that I'm talking with at the PGA show about them using the app down there. It can be used for so many different things. Don't want to make
Yeah.
the show a complete commercial for it, but it's loaded
Yeah.
with geofencing. Breweries, distilleries, wineries have used it in the past. I've had
Right.
150 or so. We had chambers of commerce have used it for just events they have in their own, like a weekend event.
Mhm.
So that when they use it for ticketing, then if the weather changes here in the Midwest, and there was a time when tornadic weather was predicted, they just sent out a perk alert and said, "Hey, we're not going to have it today. It's just too
Right.
dangerous. It's an outside event."
Right.
So anyway, hey, this has been a fast 40, 50 minutes, James, and I
Sure has.
appreciate hearing all that information. Um, I guess right now, as I mentioned, people should go. I haven't been following baseball, but I saw a picture of $1.2 billion of baseball athleticism pitcher going against hitter. It was a funny picture.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani going again. I wish I could remember the name of the batter for the Toronto Blue Jays, but apparently he has a very large, like a $500 million contract.
Is it Vladimir Guerrero Jr.?
I think it could possibly be.
Right, could have been him.
Yeah, I think he might have hit a home run off the pitcher, but it was $1.2 billion worth of contracts playing against
Wow.
each other. So,
That's amazing.
either you want to do that or you want to be the ex-coach for LSU with a $70 million buyout.
Yeah. If I got fired and got a settlement of $70 million, I don't think I'd be too broken up.
Yeah, somebody in that conference over there, I heard this morning, they said we are no longer doing that anymore because these big buyouts are killing them.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's crazy, but I'm sure that coach should be picked up. I already heard a team is very actively looking at in your area.
Really?
As a coachless Big Ten team was interested in
Penn State?
Yeah, there you go. This
Yes,
morning.
you.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, now that we're done brutalizing everybody,
Right.
that's what I like to do here. So, anyway, James, look forward to talking to you next week.
Same. It was a
right.
good time as always.
Yeah, be safe, be healthy. And for everybody out there, just like my grandfather said, always leave a better footprint because you never know who's watching. And for James Algeo, Distillery Channel Media LLC, Soul Uncle Randy, be safe and healthy. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
That open up hearts. Kindness don't cost you a nickel, but it'll buy you the world if you try.